Canada Day, celebrated on July 1st each year, holds immense importance for Canadians as it commemorates the birth of their nation. This national holiday marks the anniversary of the enactment of the Constitution Act, 1867, which united 3 colonies into the Dominion of Canada. With a rich history and cultural significance, Canada Day brings people together from coast to coast in a joyful celebration of national identity, diversity, and unity. From vibrant festivities and time-honored traditions to reflections on the past and aspirations for the future, Canada Day serves as a proud reminder of the country's achievements and a platform for embracing its multicultural tapestry. This video delves into the historical background, celebrations, cultural traditions, regional variations, and the ongoing dialogue surrounding Canada Day, shedding light on its significance and exploring its evolving role in shaping the Canadian identity. Canada Day, eh? It's the day when Canadians put on their best red and white outfits, fire up the barbecues, and celebrate the beautiful land known as the Great White North. But what exactly is Canada Day, and why is it such a big deal? Well, my friends, buckle up and get ready for a journey through Canadian history and culture. Once upon a time, in the year 1867, the Dominion of Canada was born. It was like the ultimate birthday party, but instead of cake and presents, the provinces of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia decided to join together and form a new country. This event was known as Confederation, and it laid the foundation for what we now call Canada. But hold on, Canada Day wasn't always called Canada Day. Back in the early days, it was known as Dominion Day, which honestly sounds a bit like a superhero's name. It wasn't until 1982 that the name was officially changed to Canada Day, because, let's face it, superheroes are cool and all, but Canada is even cooler. Now, you might be wondering why we celebrate Canada Day on July 1st specifically. Well, gather round and listen closely. On July 1st, 1867, the Constitution Act was passed, uniting the provinces and creating one big maple syrup-filled country. So it's like the anniversary of when Canada became Canada. It's a day to reflect on our history, embrace our diversity, and stuff ourselves with poutine. Can't get much better than that. Oh boy, time for a little history lesson, but don't worry, I'll keep it interesting. Picture this. A bunch of politicians, all dressed up in their fancy suits, gathered together in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. They wanted to create a stronger, more united Canada. So they chatted, debated, and eventually came up with the idea of Confederation. It was like a political Tinder match, resulting in the birth of our beloved country. The provinces decided to work together, sharing responsibilities, and creating a federal government. It was all about compromise and finding common ground, which, let's be honest, is pretty impressive for politicians back then, or even now. Canada Day has gone through quite the transformation over the years. It started off as a small celebration in the late 1800s, with picnics, parades, and, of course, a healthy dose of maple syrup. As the years rolled on and Canada grew, so did the festivities. Fireworks became a staple. Concerts by Canadian artists took center stage, and communities across the country began throwing their own unique celebrations. In 1982, the name officially changed from Dominion Day to Canada Day, reflecting the evolving identity of the country. It became more than just a celebration of Confederation. It became a day to showcase Canadian pride, diversity, and the true North's strong and free spirit. Oh baby, get ready for the biggest party of the year. Canada Day is all about letting loose and having a good time. Here are some of the highlights. Fireworks, eh? They light up the night sky on Canada Day like a fantastical display of awesomeness. From the major cities to the smallest towns, fireworks are a staple of the celebrations. You'll see explosions of red and white, maple leaf shapes, and the sound of oohs and ahs echoing through the air. It's enough to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, eh? Picture this. Marching bands, flag waving, and floats decked out in red and white, snaking through the streets. That's right, parades are a big part of Canada Day celebrations. It's a chance for communities to come together, show off their local spirit, And, let's be honest, indulge in a little friendly competition for the best float. Marching bands fill the air with patriotic tunes, and you can't help but tap your foot and let out a cheer or two. Plus, who doesn't love a good excuse to wave a tiny Canadian flag and feel like a true patriot? Music, laughter, and good vibes, that's what you'll find at the outdoor concerts and performances on Canada Day. Not only do we have some seriously talented Canadian musicians, but we're also proud of our diverse arts and culture scene. So whether it's a local band belting out your favorite tunes or a cultural dance performance, you can bet your maple syrup stash that it'll be a blast. Just don't forget to pack your dancing shoes and a smile. Oh, Canada, land of hockey, politeness, and cultural traditions that make us unique. On Canada Day, we embrace these traditions and wear our Canadian pride on our sleeves, or, on our red and white shirts. What's more Canadian than firing up the barbecue and grilling some juicy burgers and sizzling hot dogs? Not much, my friend. On Canada Day, you'll find families and friends gathering in parks, backyards, and anywhere they can set up a grill. It's a chance to enjoy the great outdoors, soak up some sun, and indulge in all things Canadian cuisine. Just make sure to bring your appetite and a bottle of maple syrup for good measure. On Canada Day, you'll see a sea of red and white as far as the eye can see. Canadians are proud to wear their national colors, whether it's a t-shirt, hat, or even a full-blown Canadian flag cape. It's like a fashion show dedicated to showing off our love for our home and native land. So dig out those red and white clothes from the back of your closet, and join the fashion parade. The maple leaf, Canada's best-known symbol. It's on our flag, our money, and pretty much anything else we can slap it on. On Canada Day, you'll spot maple leaves everywhere, from tattoos to face paint. It's a symbol of national pride and a reminder of just how sweet this country really is. So if you can't find your red and white attire, just tape a maple leaf to your forehead and you'll fit right in. So there you have it, folks. A crash course on Canada Day, celebrated on July 1st each year, brings out the true spirit of the Great White North. From coast to coast, Canadians come together to commemorate the birth of their nation, and let's be honest, enjoy a day off work. Let's take a look at how Canada Day is celebrated around the country. In Ottawa, the nation's capital, Canada Day is a big deal. The city hosts a range of festivities that attract thousands of visitors each year. Parliament Hill is the heart of the celebrations, with a grand display of fireworks and concerts featuring well-known Canadian artists. The atmosphere is electric, and you'll see people dressed head to toe in red and white proudly displaying their maple leaf tattoos. But the excitement doesn't stop in Ottawa. Major cities across Canada also know how to throw a party. Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Calgary all host their own Canada Day events, offering something for everyone. From concerts and street performances to parades and food festivals, you'll find no shortage of ways to celebrate your Canadian pride. Small towns embrace Canada Day with their own unique flair. Whether it's a pancake breakfast, a local parade featuring homemade floats, or a good old-fashioned tug-of-war competition, these communities know how to celebrate in a big way despite their size. Everyone pitches in, and the sense of community shines through. There's no better way to experience the true essence of Canadian hospitality. Canada Day not only serves as a time for celebration, but also as an opportunity to reflect on our country's values and achievements. It's a chance to embrace the multiculturalism that makes Canada so unique. On Canada Day, Canadians take a moment to acknowledge the values that define our nation: diversity, inclusivity, and respect. It's a time to celebrate the accomplishments that have shaped our country, from technological advancements to humanitarian efforts. We pat ourselves on the back for being polite and apologize for all the times we've said sorry unnecessarily. Canada prides itself on being a cultural mosaic, and Canada Day is a perfect example of that. Festivities highlight the diverse backgrounds of Canadians and promote understanding and acceptance. It's a day for newcomers to proudly display their heritage alongside those whose families have been here for generations. We celebrate what sets us apart, knowing that it's our collective differences that make us stronger. As with any national celebration, Canada Day is not without its controversies. It's important to address these issues and have honest conversations about our history, acknowledging the perspectives of Indigenous communities and questioning nationalistic displays. For many Indigenous communities, Canada Day can be a difficult time. It's a reminder of the injustices they have faced and continue to face. It's essential to listen to their perspectives and work towards reconciliation, understanding that the path to a more inclusive Canada requires addressing past wrongs and supporting Indigenous rights and voices. Critics argue that Canada Day celebrations sometimes veer into excessive displays of nationalism. It's important to strike a balance between pride in our country and recognizing that there are still areas for improvement. We can celebrate Canada without overlooking its flaws or denying the experiences of marginalized communities. A little self-reflection can go a long way. Canada Day continues to evolve, reflecting the changing values and priorities of Canadian society. The future offers opportunities to create more inclusive celebrations and address the controversies that surround this holiday. As we move forward, Canada Day celebrations may incorporate new traditions that celebrate the diversity of our country and honor the contributions of all Canadians. It's a chance to embrace Indigenous cultures and showcase the richness they bring to our national identity. By acknowledging and addressing the controversies surrounding Canada Day, we can work towards a more inclusive and meaningful celebration. This involves actively engaging with Indigenous perspectives, fostering dialogue, and taking concrete steps towards reconciliation. Canada Day can be a platform for growth, understanding, and unity if we are willing to learn from the past and create a brighter future for all Canadians. In conclusion, Canada Day stands as a cherished occasion that unites Canadians from all walks of life, offering a moment to reflect on the nation's past, celebrate its present, and envision a future filled with shared values and aspirations. Whether it's the dazzling fireworks, spirited parades, or the gathering of friends and family for barbecues, Canada Day exemplifies the spirit of unity and inclusivity that defines this vast and diverse country. As Canada continues to grow and evolve, so too will the celebrations and conversations surrounding this national holiday. By embracing its history, acknowledging its flaws, and fostering a sense of togetherness, Canada Day can serve as a platform for fostering understanding, connection, and progress for all Canadians.